Narayan, this chart does not describe a soft life. It describes a person who is repeatedly pushed into pressure, complexity, conflict, hidden truth, professional responsibility, and psychological transformation. And the mistake most people will make while reading this chart is this. They will look at Leo Lagna and think, this is a confident, expressive, royal personality. That is only the mask. The real engine is not sitting in the first house. The real engine is buried in the 6th, 8th, 10th, and 11th houses. You are not built for surface-level living. You are built for high-pressure karmic work. The first thing I see is the Lagna Lord, the Lord of the first house, Sun, going into the 8th house. That one placement changes the entire personality. The first Lord is your identity, your body, your instinctive self-direction, your basic life force. When it goes into the 8th, life does not allow identity to remain simple. You keep going through phases where one version of you collapses, burns, transforms, and returns sharper. You may look strong from the outside, but inside, there is a private world most people do not get access to. This is not the chart of someone who becomes confident by being praised. This is the chart of someone who becomes confident by surviving what others would not even discuss openly. The 8th house is crisis, secrecy, hidden knowledge, psychological depth, inheritance, sudden events, occult insight, and deep transformation. So your personality becomes investigative. You do not trust appearances easily. You sense hidden motives. You can walk into a room and feel what is not being said. But the consequence is that you may carry suspicion, guardedness, and emotional privacy. You may protect your vulnerability so strongly that even people close to you feel they only know one layer of you. And then the second Lord, Mercury, also goes into the 8th house with the Sun. Now this becomes more serious. The second house is speech, family, money, values, food, memory, and the face you present through your words. When the second Lord enters the 8th, your speech is not casual. It becomes coded, layered, diagnostic, sometimes secretive, sometimes sharp, sometimes healing. You may know exactly what to say, but you may not say it unless you feel safe. You may see through financial patterns, family patterns, hidden agendas, and psychological weaknesses. But this placement also warns you, speech can become a karmic weapon. If you speak from wounded ego, you can cut. If you speak from wisdom, you can heal. Same Mercury, same 8th house, different consciousness. This Sun-Mercury combination in the 8th makes the mind deep, research-oriented, spiritual, technical, and investigative. But it can also create mental overload. You may replay conversations. You may analyze people. You may wonder what is hidden behind their behavior. You may not easily believe what is openly shown. This is a gift in research, occult sciences, psychology, finance, diagnostics, consulting, crisis work, and confidential analysis. But in personal life, it can become exhausting. Your chart says depth is your gift, but obsession is your trap. Now look at the third Lord. The third house is effort, courage, communication, siblings, skills, hands, initiative, and self-made action. Its Lord Venus goes into the 7th house. This means your courage is activated through people. You act better when there is an audience, a partner, a client, a collaborator, a public role, or a relationship mirror. You may not always move purely for yourself, but when someone depends on you, challenges you, admires you, or stands opposite you, your effort wakes up. This gives business skill, public interaction, negotiation ability, partnership intelligence, and social charm. But it also creates one danger. You may outsource motivation to relationships. If the relationship is supportive, your initiative improves. If the relationship is disturbed, your courage drops. So the lesson is blunt. Do not wait for others to activate your effort. Build your own rhythm. Venus in the 7th can give attraction, public grace, relationship magnetism, aesthetic intelligence, and social appeal. But because Venus is in Dhanishta, the relationship field carries ambition, status, rhythm, performance, wealth, and social visibility. This is not a quiet domestic Venus. This Venus wants movement, recognition, networks, and impact. Relationships may connect to professional circles, social circles, business alliances, or public reputation. But Venus in Dhanishta also asks, are you loving the person, or the image the relationship gives you? Are you choosing the bond, or the social rhythm around the bond? That distinction matters. Now the 4th Lord, Mars, goes into the 6th house. The 4th house is home, mother, emotional peace, inner stability, property, education, vehicles, and private happiness. When the fourth lord enters the sixth, peace does not come automatically. Home may become a place of responsibility, repair, duty, conflict, service, arguments, health routines, property issues, or emotional problem solving. You may feel that before you can rest, something must be fixed. And Mars is exalted in Capricorn in the sixth. This is powerful, very powerful. It gives the ability to defeat problems through action. It gives technical strength, engineering instinct, operational discipline, crisis execution, and the courage to handle difficult environments. But emotionally, this is not soft. The inner home becomes militarized. You may become the person who fixes, protects, fights, manages, and carries practical burdens. The consequence? You may forget how to simply feel safe. Mars in the sixth says you are excellent in conflict, but the fourth lord there says conflict can invade emotional peace. You must consciously build a home environment that is not another workplace, not another battlefield, not another duty station. Now the fifth lord, Jupiter, goes into the 11th house. The fifth house is intelligence, creativity, children, mantra, strategy, romance, speculation, and past life merit. When the fifth lord goes to the 11th, intelligence becomes gain. Creativity becomes network. Knowledge becomes audience. Your ideas are not meant to stay private. They are meant to circulate through groups, friends, communities, platforms, organizations, and advisory spaces. This is excellent for teaching, consulting, speaking, writing, community influence, intellectual networking, and gains through knowledge. But Jupiter is in Ardra, so this is not smooth, traditional, polished wisdom. This is storm wisdom. This is the intelligence that asks uncomfortable questions. It breaks the old structure before building a new one. It can attract unconventional teachers, intense friends, technical networks, foreign ideas, disruptive philosophies, or crisis-based learning. You may learn through storms. You may teach after storms. You may gain because you understand storms. But Jupiter in Ardra in the 11th also brings a warning. Not every network is sacred. Some networks bring chaos. Some friends trigger crisis. Some communities amplify restlessness. Some alliances look intelligent but carry emotional turbulence. So you must choose your circles carefully. Your gains are linked to people, but your losses can also come through people. Now we come to the sixth house, and this is where the chart becomes raw. The sixth lord Saturn is in the sixth house itself in Capricorn. Mars is also there. Rahu is also there. This is a massive karmic signature. The sixth house is enemies, competition, disease, debt, daily work, service, subordinates, conflict, discipline, litigation, problem solving, and correction. When the sixth lord is strong in its own house, the person is not easily defeated. Saturn in the sixth can outlast enemies. It wins slowly. It wins through time. It wins through discipline. It wins because others become tired before you do. Mars exalted there gives the weapon. Saturn gives the endurance. Rahu gives the obsession. This is a person who can survive pressure, difficult workplaces, operational breakdowns, technical problems, hostile people, and long-running disputes. You can become extremely capable in service, engineering, systems, compliance, diagnostics, safety, process correction, health routines, analytics, crisis management, and organizational problem solving. But here is the unfiltered truth. This combination can also make you addicted to struggle. If there is no problem, you may create one mentally. If there is no enemy, you may imagine one. If there is no urgency, you may feel restless. Mars wants action. Saturn wants control. Rahu wants more. Together, they can make the nervous system live like a machine under permanent load. You must learn the difference between discipline and self-punishment. The seventh lord Saturn also goes into the sixth house. This is one of the most important relationship indicators. The seventh house is marriage, spouse, public dealings, contracts, business partnerships, and the people who stand opposite you. When the seventh lord enters the sixth, relationships become karmic work. Marriage cannot survive only on attraction. Partnerships cannot survive only on charm. They require responsibility, communication, humility, routine, problem solving, and emotional maturity. The consequence of ignoring this is conflict, criticism, resentment, duty imbalance, work stress entering marriage, health routines affecting intimacy, arguments over service, or partners feeling like opponents. But the higher result is powerful. If the partner is mature, practical, disciplined, and willing to build with you, the relationship can become a source of resilience. But immature love will not survive this chart. Fantasy love will not survive this chart. Casual partnership will not survive this chart. Your chart demands adult love. Now the 8th Lord Jupiter is in the 11th, and the 11th Lord Mercury is in the 8th. This is the major exchange of lordship. This is the hidden switchboard of the chart. The 8th house and 11th house are exchanging. Transformation and gains are tied together. Secrets and networks are tied together. Crisis and opportunity are tied together. Hidden knowledge and social expansion are tied together. Research and income are tied together. Other people's resources, inheritance, risk, occult knowledge, psychological depth, and complex systems all connect with gains, networks, ambitions, elder siblings, audiences, and fulfillment of desires. This exchange says you gain from depth, you gain from complexity, you gain from what others avoid. You gain from research, hidden systems, crisis solving, investigation, specialized knowledge, confidential work, finance, risk, astrology, psychology, technical diagnosis, healing, or transformation-based advisory work. But it also says networks can expose secrets, friends can bring crises, gains can come suddenly and go suddenly, ambitions can pull you into complicated situations, wrong alliances can become poisonous. So the rule is simple. Do not network blindly, do not trust quickly, do not mix money, secrecy, and friendship without clarity. This exchange can make you rise through powerful circles, but it can also punish naive association. The 9th Lord Mars goes into the 6th. The 9th house is Dharma, father, teachers, fortune, belief, higher wisdom, blessings, law, and moral direction. When the 9th Lord goes into the 6th, fortune comes through struggle. Teachers may be strict. Father or guru themes may involve duty, conflict, pressure, or distance. Your belief system is not built in temples of comfort. It is built in the battlefield of real life. You do not believe something just because it sounds spiritual. You believe it if it works. You are drawn to applied wisdom, practical ethics, technical responsibility, service leadership, discipline, and problem solving. Your dharma is not passive. It is active. You serve, correct, protect, repair, and fight where necessary. But the danger is moral combativeness. You may turn your beliefs into arguments. You may feel that if something is right, everyone must accept it immediately. That is where Mars in the 6th must be refined. Dharma should give direction, not constant war. Now the 10th Lord Venus is in the 7th. This is excellent for career through people. The 10th house is profession, karma, status, action, public visibility, authority, and recognition. Its Lord going into the 7th means career rises through clients, contracts, advisory roles, partnerships, business, public dealings, negotiation, consulting, marriage-linked opportunities, social visibility, and one-to-one interaction. You are not meant to remain hidden professionally, even though the 8th house makes you private internally. The career requires public interface. You must deal with people. You must learn contracts. You must master relationship dynamics in professional life. And Moon exalted in the 10th in Rohini makes career emotionally central. You need to feel respected. You need to feel valued. Your mind wants professional stability, recognition, and visible contribution. Rohini gives magnetism, creativity, beauty, wealth consciousness, nurturing ability, and public appeal. In the 10th, it can give a strong public image, especially when work connects with value creation, management, finance, land, food, beauty, comfort, education, counseling, public service, or emotionally intelligent leadership. But the shadow is emotional dependence on status. If work is going well, you feel secure. If public recognition drops, the mind can become disturbed. You must not let career become the only proof that you are worthy. The 11th Lord Mercury in the 8th repeats the same message. Gains are hidden, research-based, sudden, and complex. Your income may not follow a simple linear path. It may come through specialized knowledge, secret information, analysis, transformation, crisis advisory, other people's resources, or deep intellectual work. But it requires clean ethics. If Mercury becomes cunning, the 8th house punishes. If Mercury becomes sincere and investigative, the 8th house rewards. The 12th Lord Moon goes into the 10th. This is another powerful career indicator. The 12th house is foreign lands, sleep, isolation, expense, spirituality, hospitals, institutions, retreats, losses, hidden service, and moksha. Its lord in the 10th means your work may connect with foreign environments, institutions, healing spaces, behind the scenes responsibility, spiritual service, emotional support, charitable or secluded environments, or work that involves sacrifice. It also means your emotional energy can be spent heavily on career. You may lose sleep because of work. You may carry public responsibilities into private rest. You may absorb the moods of the workplace. If you do not create emotional boundaries, career becomes a drain. And Ketu in the 12th in Ashlesha deepens this. There is a strong need for isolation, spiritual retreat, dream work, emotional detox, and private healing. Ketu in Ashlesha can carry psychic sensitivity, hidden fear, serpent-like intuition, emotional memory, and detachment from ordinary comforts. You may need solitude more than you admit. Not loneliness. Solitude. Without solitude, you absorb too much. Now let us speak plainly about the dominant areas needing attention. First, your health and nervous system. The 6th house is too strong to ignore. Mars, Saturn, and Rahu can make you powerful in work but overloaded in body. You must manage inflammation, stress, joints, muscles, digestion, sleep, anxiety, and chronic overwork. The body cannot be treated like a machine forever. Second, relationships. Venus in the 7th gives charm, but 7th Lord in the 6th gives conflict if maturity is missing. You must learn structured communication. You cannot expect love to survive unspoken resentment, work stress, criticism, or emotional distance. Third, speech and secrecy. Sun and Mercury in the 8th give powerful insight, but they can also make you guarded. If you hide too much, people mistrust you. If you reveal too much in anger, people fear you. Speech must become medicine, not a weapon. Fourth, networks and money. The 8th-11th exchange can give major gains through deep knowledge, but it can also bring volatility through friends, groups, and hidden arrangements. Choose alliances carefully. Avoid unclear deals. Fifth, career identity. Moon in the 10th wants recognition, but you must not become emotionally dependent on public approval. Your career is important, but it is not your entire emotional identity. The raw diagnosis is this. Narayan's chart is built like a pressure system. The 1st and 2nd lords go into the 8th, so identity and speech go underground. The 6th lord sits powerfully in the 6th with Mars and Rahu, so life becomes a battleground of work and problem solving. The 10th lord goes to the 7th, so career opens through people. The 12th lord goes to the 10th, so private sacrifice becomes public karma. And the 8th and 11th lords exchange, so gains come through crisis, depth, hidden knowledge, and transformative networks. This is not an ordinary personality map. This is the chart of someone who can become a specialist, strategist, healer of broken systems, crisis manager, technical problem solver, occult analyst, professional advisor, or public-facing consultant with deep private intelligence. But the same chart can become heavy if you live unconsciously. You can become overworked, suspicious, emotionally guarded, relationally critical, and addicted to fixing everything. Your highest path is not to fight every battle. It is to choose the right battle. Your highest path is not to hide your depth. It is to refine it into wisdom. Your highest path is not to carry everyone's burden. It is to become powerful without becoming hardened. And that is the real mystery of this chart. The person who appears royal is actually being trained underground. Life keeps pushing you through pressure, not to break you, but to make your authority real. Not borrowed, not performed. Real. When the 8th house becomes wisdom, when the 6th house becomes disciplined service, when the 7th house becomes mature partnership, when the 10th house becomes meaningful public contribution, and when the 11th house becomes clean networks, this chart can produce serious respect. But if you ignore the lessons, the consequences are equally clear. Health pressure, relationship conflict, unstable gains, emotional exhaustion, and a constant feeling that life is one long, unfinished battle. So the message is direct. Narayan, you are not here for shallow success. You are here to master pressure. You are here to decode hidden systems. You are here to build through discipline. You are here to turn crisis into competence. You are here to become the person others call when things are complicated, messy, sensitive, or broken. And if this reading speaks to you, if you feel that your own chart has these hidden contradictions, these pressure points, these patterns that keep repeating in relationships, career, money, health, or inner life, then this is exactly where a personal reading becomes powerful. Because a chart is not just a list of placements, it is a diagnostic map. It shows what is playing out, where it is playing out, why it keeps repeating, and what you must correct before life forces the correction. Get in touch with me for a personal reading when you are ready to stop guessing and start reading the architecture of your life clearly.